my name is Sydney McDuffie and my science project was called Fruit Escape. The purpose of this project was to see if fruit had enough volts to charge an iPod. My hypothesis is that the lemon will have the most volts because of the bitterness in the fruit, because people always are saying that lemons are so sour. So I thought that the sourness will help the voltage. My experiment was that I ran a pH level on 5 different fruits. I had 3 of each fruit, so I would find the average. I did the same with my voltage meter, and I found the average of that. I had to weigh my fruit in order to find my voltage per gram, because that is which my voltage per gram winner was what I used to actually charge the iPod. And I then took the fruit with the highest voltage per gram and used it to charge the iPod. And my materials were 3 apples, 3 grapefruits, 22 lemons, 3 oranges and limes, and 3 limes. I used a pH meter, iPod charger, fruit scale, and a multimeter, and I used that as the voltage meter. A speaker wire, zinc nails, copper strips, and wooden clothespins. And these are my vocabulary words. Electron is a negative charged particle. A volt is a term used to describe the amount of force pushing electrons. Ampage is the term used to describe the number of electrons moving past a certain point in a conductor in 1 second. Ohms is a term used to describe the amount of material. An ohm is the term used to describe the amount of material slows down of electric. So an ohm is basically determining, it's showing you how strong or how weak it will be a conductor. And watts is a unit of power. A conductor is a substance which contains movable electric particles. A parallel circuit has multiple paths for your electrons to go on. A series circuit is the opposite of a parallel circuit. It only has one path. So if perhaps one light bulb went out on Christmas tree lights, all of them would go out. A battery is a tool that has one or more electrochemical cells that shifts potential chemical energy into beneficial electrical energy later. A chemical reaction is a method that leads to the transformation of one set of chemical solutions to another. And this is my data. These are my fruit pH levels, and I had to label my fruit 1, 2, and 3 because I wouldn't want to mix them up, because if I mix them up, I could be perhaps getting a pH level of the fruit 2 apple, and then say that fruit 3 is fruit 2 and get that voltage reading. I weighed the fruits, like I said, to find my voltage per gram, and I took my weight and divided it by my volts. I took my average weights and divided it by my average volt in order to get my voltage per gram. And these are my iPod electrical needs. My iPod needed 3.7 volts, 0.5 amps, 7.5 ohms, and 1.85 watts. And this is just a little graph to show you how you can find your voltage, your watts, your amps, and your ohms using everything by using the things that are. It shows you how you can find and determine that by using these equations. This is my charging an iPod experiment. It says that the lemons were the voltage per gram winners, as you can see here. So I use those to charge the iPod, and then this is just a little graph on how many lemons or slices I use, my voltage, and if it was able to charge an iPod. In this case, they were all no. The ranking of my fruit voltage.
How many volts did your iPod need?
My iPod needed 3.7 volts, and I had the right amount of volts. I just didn't have any amps, ohms, or watts, so I was not.
So you didn't have enough amp.
I didn't have enough of the other things that are required in order to charge the iPod. And this is the ranking of my fruit voltage.
And let me throw something at you. With all those volts, that's what like a taser. You know what the police has when they shoot? So he got a taser that shoots a bunch of volts at you, but there's no amps behind it. So that's why it is not known to really be lethal or deadly to people.
It just kind of shocks.
But if you had some amps running behind that electricity.
I can put a picture here.
Yeah, but keep going.
My results with that Red Delicious apples had the highest voltage reading. And the lemons were the highest voltage per gram readings, had the highest voltage per gram. I ended up adding 20 lemons in a series circuit, but I was still unable to charge an iPod. My conclusion was that the Red Delicious apple had the highest voltage reading. The lemon had the highest voltage per gram reading. If I was more specific with my hypothesis, and I had talked about voltage per gram in my hypothesis would then be correct, but it is wrong because I just said voltage. I didn't say voltage per gram.
How will your hypothesis be correct? Because your hypothesis says that you think
the lemon will have the most volts, but I said if it had the most volts per gram,
well, that's true.
I would have been right.
All right.
I learned that you need more than just volts to charge an iPod. You need volts, power, a current, and resistance. And those are just basically the definition of watts, volts, amps, and ohms. This could be beneficial because you would have yourself a biodegradable battery. It's nature friendly, but it is very cost worthy. And next time I would use metal clips instead of clothespins, because the metal clips might help with the electrical conduction between the fruit. I will put the copper pieces and the zinc nails in the fruit first and apply the wire and clips, and then I will use more fruit until I obtain the voltage and amps needed to charge the iPod. And next time I would go into more research and see what items I would need in order to get my resistance, my current, and my power. So I would then luckily be able to charge the iPod.
All right. Anybody any questions? No questions? Good job.